All right, it's another beautiful morning. Today, the second day of July 2026, and you're on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. It is time for another edition of Perspective Unlimited. My name is Kunle Olowu, and in the studio with me is Olale Konsani. He does this thing every Thursday and is here again in the studio. Good morning and happy new month to you, Mr. Sani.
Good morning, Chief. Happy new month to you too.
I like this your glasses this morning. No, it's very unusual. All right, so on Perspective Unlimited this morning, we are going to be looking at three papers. It's going to be the Punch newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune, and of course the Guardian newspaper. Those are the three newspapers we will be examining this morning. And there are a lot of headlines here. We are going to be talking extensively on about two or three topics here, as we usually do. And going quickly into the work of the day this morning, we will be starting from the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. And on the Punch newspaper, the largest caption as seen here, INEC APC may clash over official Senate list. And that story has three other rider stories. The first one, APC replaces 7 Senate candidates amid tickets horse trading in 9 states. Party interventions forces Aliyah Ayodetiwa Akume Tunji Ojo into high-stake deals. And INEC recognizes only candidates from monitored primaries. That is according to the electoral empire. And those stories you can find on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. RMAFC submits political office holders pay review to Tinubu. That story is on page 9 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And on page 7, God forbid Nigeria sees another civil war. That is according to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. And still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, on page 24, fake agency scandal. Presidency faces heat as FG prosecutes controversial DG. And that has a rider story. Falana faults presidency, urges EFCC to prove Gbajabiamila Adeyemi. I'm still on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. World Bank approves $1.25 billion Nigerian loan despite debt controversy. That story is on page 20. And on page 9, dealers await clarity as grain vehicle tax begins. Still on the front page of the Punch, PSC names 13 new AIGs, clears 93 police promotion. That's on page 22. And on pages 4 and 5, talking about Lagos flood, residents fault Air Force fence, blocked drainage. And on page 7, DSS arraigns 5 other alleged cover-up for Sylvia's whereabouts. Those are the stories you can find on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Now moving over to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. The largest caption on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, presidency open up on scandal rocking PEAC, Gbajabiamila's office. The PEAC is the Presidential Economic Advisory Council. That's the full meaning of the PEAC. And that story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And INEC to introduce downloadable PVCs, full online voters registration. That is on page 3. On page 4, Genco's revelation exposes Tinubu's power debt deception. That statement is credited to Atiku Abubakar. And extend tax filing deadline, LCCI urges NRS. That story is on page 7. And scientists, engineers, hookworms to deliver medicine. That's on page 16. And still on page 16, some causes of civil war still with us. Obasanjo. And on page 3, court grants Alison Madueke his request to present UK court's judgment acquitting her. And on page 15, ASU threatened strike in Kebbi, 5 other states. And finally, on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, the largest caption, Nigerians hopeful of lower prices, relief as FG slashes tariffs. That's the reason, page 6. And on page 22, Nigeria's under-recorded spending hits 2% of GDP, says IMF officials. INEC chair rules citizens' loss of confidence in electoral process. That's the reason, page 3. And still on page 3, on coup attempt, DSS docks Silva's associates over ex-governor's whereabouts. And of course, there's still other stories on the front page of The Guardian this morning. Obasanjo warns against conflict, says 1967 civil war triggers persist. Yeah, that's the reason, page 4. And on page 12, on flooding, Lagos begins removal of illegal structures, vows stricter enforcement. And on page 6, APC faces backlash over revised National Assembly tickets. And the NUT suspends strike, directs Oyo teachers to resume work today. And Nigeria secures fresh $1.75 billion World Bank facility amid rising debt concerns. That story is on page 22. And we will start with that story about Nigeria securing a fresh loan from the World Bank, despite the issue of Nigeria is in a lot of debts. Basically, that's what everybody is saying, and we still keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And as seen on the front page of those papers this morning, we have conflicting figures. The Guardian says 1.75 billion, while on the Nigerian Tribune this morning actually says it is about 1.25 billion. Those are conflicting reports. But I think what is constant in the report is that Nigeria secured another loan from the World Bank. And the president has said before that borrowing is not leprosy. So if we need to borrow, we will borrow. And this, again, is another borrowing that has been approved by the World Bank. What do you think this means for the Nigerian economy?
Thank you very much, Chef. Like you rightly said, the figure itself is contested. Some sources are saying $1.25 billion, while some are saying $1.575 billion, while some are actually saying $1.75 billion. Well, I can tell you that all of them are correct. It is in stages and in tranches. The first tranche is going to come with $1.275 billion. Then another tranche, then another tranche. So what I'm saying basically is that it's actually way more than 1.75 or whatever they are talking about right now. Just that it will be a gradual process, not that every it's not the entire bulk of the money that will be released.
That will be released at once.
I can't. Please permit me to delve into this. I can remember, if you can still remember as well, when some Nigerians were complaining on the Instagram page of the World Bank, telling the World Bank not to give Nigeria this particular, and I was like, guys, you're wasting your time, because the World Bank knew and still know exactly, and they knew and they still know exactly what they are doing. They know too well that if you are in debt, chances are very low that your country is going to make a headway. So they want to heap all these debts on us so that Nigeria can, further remain where it is. Do you know what is most troubling, what is most baffling as regards this particular loan? It is not attached to one verifiable project. When they asked the federal government, what exactly do you want to do with this money? They said, we are going to use it to generate jobs. How exactly? 'Cause the World Bank knew and still know exactly what they are doing. They know too well that if you are in debt, chances are very low that your country is going to make a headway. So they want to heap all these debts on us so that Nigeria can, further remain where it is. Do you know what is most troubling, what is most baffling as regards this particular loan? It is not attached to one verifiable project. When they asked the federal government, what exactly do you want to do with this money? They said, we are going to use it to generate jobs. How exactly? We are going to use it to power 32 million homes. How exactly? We are going to use it to provide internet access for 58 million Nigerians. How exactly? These are not verifiable things. We need you to attach these things to verifiable projects. Okay, we will be spending it on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and the duration is going to be 18 months. You can drive around within those 18 months to say, okay, what's the progress report? How exactly are these guys utilizing this particular fund? Well, there is not one, I repeat, not one project that is specifically mentioned in the entire 1.25, 1.5, 1.75 billion dollars. You know what is even more disturbing than that? In less than 7 days, Nigeria has borrowed at least $3 billion. That's an awful lot of money. That's around 4.5 trillion here within 7 days. I'm talking about foreign loans alone. Every day the federal government issues, almost every day the federal government issues treasury bills and bonds and the likes. And yet there is nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it. In the name of treasury.
Okay. Sorry to just quickly come in there. Yeah, so the problem for you now is the fact that there's nothing to show for it. Because if we look at it, Nigeria is not the only country in debt. As a matter of fact, we are not even top 5 countries owing. As I can see, the United States is leading the charts with China, with Japan, and the United Kingdom, and then France. Nigeria is not even in that mix.
What I'm trying to say is this. Look at the GDP of those countries. Look at what they are borrowing. They can easily and effortlessly bring it out of their system without necessarily affecting or collapsing the system. But what I am saying here is this. The GDP of our own country right now, well, before this tragedy happened, I'm talking about this particular administration, our GDP was inching towards $500 billion, half $1 trillion. When this administration took over, it plunged to less than $200 billion. After all the, pardon me to say this, deforms, not reforms that they have carried out. They have actually deformed the country instead of reforming the country. And that is where we are. As I speak to you, the country's total debt is around, it's inching towards 200 trillion, if it has not even surpassed 200 trillion. Convert that to dollars, and we're having around $150 billion for a country where its entire GDP has been badly damaged. My brother, it's not, agenda is not changing. What I'm now saying is this. Yes, like you said, borrowing is not a curse. But for a country like Nigeria, do we really need to borrow? Of all the countries that you listed, number one, in terms of social safety nets, social welfare and the likes, you can't place Nigeria side by side with the UK. Not with Japan, not with France, not with China, not with the United States of America. Here we pay for everything. So the money that they are borrowing on our behalf, what exactly are they spending it on? That's number one. Of all these 5 countries that you mentioned, it's only the United States of America that has extremely vast natural resources as well. But the US is spending a lot of money on military assets and facilities. So you can say, okay, maybe that's where their own money is going. But in our own part of the country, in our own part of the world, we are making a lot of money from hydrocarbon. I'm talking about oil. Okay. In the first 5 months of the year, they said the country made 20 trillion naira from the sales of crude alone. We're not said anything about gas and other things.
Just from the sales of crude.
Just crude. That's a lot of money. In the name of treasury bill and bond, the government earned 19 trillion naira. And yet we are still borrowing from abroad. And the more we borrow, the more we make money. I've not even said anything as regards what the FIRS made here. Now the NRS, I'm talking about through taxes. And yet, despite the fact that I believe that just one of these sources can take care of Nigeria effectively well, people are further and further drifting into poverty. Something is not making sense. Nothing is making sense.
But the World Bank actually said that the loan is meant to accelerate investment and job creation. How realistic do you think this can be?
No, Chief, wait. How exactly do you want to use money to accelerate investment? tell you.
But there's one Yoruba that says, "Oh,
not
that is money we use to look for money."
Not when you can make policies. The government, as stated by the World Bank, I don't subscribe to that actually, has no business in business. So if you are not investing directly, what exactly do you want to do with $1.25 billion? And if you want to invest, for the government to actually facilitate investment, the very first thing, it is non-negotiable that you must fix is security. That's the very first thing. Then other things are going to be policy-based. Policies, this is how we want to do our things. These are the things that we are going to do. Okay, there's going to be some sort of tax rebate. There's going to be some sort of this. There's going to be some of that. These are the things you do. Not that you now bring 1.2. It's not making sense whatsoever. Not at all. Reduce your tariff. Reduce your tax. Make sure that there is security. Make sure that there is high purchasing power on the part of the people. And trust me, investors are going to fall over one another to come to Nigeria. But if it's what it is, okay, let me tell you something. This administration alone has borrowed over $10 billion from the World Bank alone. This administration alone has borrowed over $10 billion from the World Bank.
As it stands, Nigeria's debt is about 259 trillion.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, a lot of money.
And I should tell you, sir, that as of June 30, 2023, that's a month after the admission of Bola Ahmed Tinubu commenced, Nigeria was owing 87 trillion naira.
87 trillion.
87 trillion. Look at what you just said. You can see that it is wild. It is weird. There is nothing that can justify it other than graft. That is it.
All right. You're still on to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Perspective Unlimited is the program you're listening to now, and the voice you are hearing with me in the studio is that of Olale Kasani. I am Kunle Olowu, and we're talking about the fresh loan that has been approved by the World Bank to Nigeria. But we do not want to really waste time on that because there are a lot of talking points this morning. We have another story here before we go on our quick commercial break, talking about how fictitious the PEC opened the CBN account by misleading Accountant General Office. That statement is according to the presidency, and this is according to the Nigerian Tribune report. Now that report says the presidency has accused Prince Adeyemi Matthew of using forged government documents to mislead the office of the Accountant General of the Federation into opening a Central Bank of Nigerian account for what he described as a fictitious government agency. In a statement issued yesterday by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the presidency said Adeyemi falsely presented himself as the Director General of a non-existing Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, also referred to as a Presidential Economic Advisory Council, that's SPEC. According to the statement, the Office of the Chief of Staff to the President first raised the alarm after officials of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council complained that another agency appeared to be operating at cross-purpose with it. Now, where I would like to start is, what do you think, or what is your reaction to the presidency allegation that the forged government documents were used to create a false agency?
Thank you very much. That, to state it very, very mildly, is a foolish defense.
Okay.
A very, very foolish one at that.
So how serious do you think this type of fraud is in Nigeria?
It is
thinking somebody can actually open a false account.
Wait, I'm coming somewhere.
Yeah.
Nigeria, as it is right now, is a crime scene. The entire stretch of the country is a crime scene. And I'll explain why. Around 2 weeks ago, the Office of the Chief of Staff issued a statement saying that there is a particular guy who parades himself as Prince Adeyemi Matthew, that he claims to be the head of a government agency, and he claimed to have been appointed by Bajabiamila to be the head of that agency, and that all of that is false, that they did not appoint the guy, that they did not do this, they did not do that. Okay. Chief, today declare yourself as the DG of, let's say, NTA. You're not going to sleep in your house today. Between then and now, this guy...
And now we're sleeping in a hotel too.
well, in a hotel, you may be feeding yourself. You will be paying for the night. And of course, you will
this one, they'll pay for everything.
But this one, I want you fair. So, like I was saying, this guy was going around as the head of this particular agency, and all of a sudden the federal government said, no, we didn't appoint that guy to be the head of the agency. Besides, there is no agency that goes by that name. That is gross impersonation. And as far as I'm concerned, it comes with very, 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 very heavy penalties. But guess what? The guy said that's a very big fat and tall lie. That it was actually commissioned by Olugbemiga Omotosho to be the head of the agency. And he said one thing. He said, I gave Femi Gbajabiamila 800 million naira through a proxy. I'm sorry, 400 million. Pardon me, please. 400 million through a proxy that he was supposed to balance up by paying 200 million, which is actually why we are where we are right now. That he hasn't paid that.
So that's why Gbajabiamila
is now after him. The guy said, let there be an investigation so that everybody will know that I am not lying. Bro, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot use a forged document to create an account at the CBN. It's not possible. The CBN is the bank.
So are you suggesting maybe Femi Gbajabiamila is in on it? I
am coming somewhere. You cannot use false documents to create an account there, because they will have to verify with the presidency, they will have to verify from the office of the Secretary Government of the Federation, and even the office of the Accountant Attorney General of the Federation. Now let's look at it from this angle. Let's even believe that the guy was smart enough to outsmart the CBN and everybody. Did he also outsmart the president? Guess what, Chief? In the budget for 2026, there is budgetary allocation. There is provision for 1.4 billion naira for that particular agency. A so-called non-existent agency. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu included provision for that agency in our national budget for 2026 to the tune of 1.4 billion naira. That is why Nigeria has been borrowing, making a lot of money, and there is no headway. As the money is coming, the money is dripping. As the money is coming, the money is dripping. This is just one of the countless strategies this administration is dealing with Nigerians. Let me now say something before we leave here. The guy said part of the issues he has with Gbajabiamila is that being a new agency, I know too well that everything is fraudulent, because if it's an agency, the National Assembly would have to be the one to create it with an act of the National Assembly. Nothing like that. Yes, you can have a council, you can have a committee set up by the presidency to do maybe an ad hoc job, a temporary job. You don't need parliamentary approval for that. But if it's an agency, then the National Assembly must approve it. The National Assembly didn't approve it, and somehow...
And how did they come into existence?
How did they provide 1.4 billion naira for such an agency
in the budget?
And the foolish National Assembly again, no apologies here. You didn't create an agency and you approved money in the budget for that agency, because it's the federal government it's the presidency that comes with the budget. The National Assembly must ratify it, they must approve it.
But a lot of people will still think...
approved budget, money for an agency you did not create. That is one. The biggest point is this: 1.4 billion naira is even small money in all of this. There is supposed to be a takeoff grant for this particular agency, and they said the takeoff grant is going to be around 27 billion naira. Guess what? This same Adeyemi Matthews said that Gbajabiamila has already said that I am taking 48% of that.
Okay, but now, Gbajabiamila is heavily involved in this, according to Adeyemi.
100% involved.
According to Adeyemi, but a lot of people still want to ask that how will Gbajabiamila will be so much involved and still go to press to give that statement. But we are going to tackle this when we finish paying our bills. We'll go on a quick commercial break now. When we come back on the second half of Perspective Unlimited, we'll continue the story on Adeyemi and Gbajabiamila. Let's see what unfolds with that. Stay tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We will be back after the commercial break. Thank you.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Thinking of an all-in-one digital platform that fits your lifestyle and makes everyday payments simple, reliable, and fast?
Oh, wow. Yes, please.
Allow me introduce you to BillStation, your one-stop digital payment solution for individuals and businesses. Built to simplify payments and services for millions across Africa. With BillStation, you can buy cheap airtime and data, pay electricity bills, send money instantly, make online payments, and book flights and hotels. Enjoy our overseas airport pickup services, interstate bus ticket sales, and event tickets, all on BillStation. Fast, simple, reliable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Visit www.thebillstation.com. Download the BillStation app on the Apple App Store or Android Google Play and get welcome bonuses when you sign up. Enjoy fast customer support and a seamless user experience every time. Get in touch with us today.
Email thebillstation175@gmail.com or sales@thebillstation.com.
WhatsApp 091 6858 1914. BillStation. Your world, your money, one station.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you are welcome back to the second half of Perspective Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred awesome radio. Before we went on that break, we were talking about the false claim by Adeni that an agency was opened and the government is fully aware of it, against what Gbajabiamila is saying, who actually blew the whistle earlier that Adeni is actually parading himself as the DG of an agency that is not existing. If you want to be a part of the conversation, please you can call the studio line on 0916-893-1000. You can also call 0915-333-4893. The number you can call again is 0911-333-893. You can also drop your message on our Facebook page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We will be glad to read your message. Okay, so back to you, Mr. Sani. I said that how sane is it for Gbajabiamila to actually come out to claim that this person is parading himself falsely when he knows that all of this information Adeni has it, and he can just bring it to the public glare, and then all of this still transpired.
There's something we say in the streets, in local parlance. Person first go report matter for case.
Now you get the case.
No be always. You know me say I ain't they innocent. That is it. You went to the police station to report a case. Does not necessarily mean that you're innocent of whatever is involved. He knew that it was going to get into the dailies, and he had to put a step forward so that he could manage the situation. But it's not everybody that thinks like he thinks. Some of us can think through, no matter how dirty the situation is. What I am telling you, sir, is that particular agency got budgetary allocation of 1.4 billion naira.
So that means this agency has been in existence for at least over a year.
Well, Since last year. Since last year.
Let us quickly pick this call. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hello, good morning, Chief.
Good morning, sir.
This is Gbenga Mario calling from Apache.
Mr. Gbenga Mario, good morning. You have the floor.
Good morning. I ranking Chief Otumba. I get you, sir.
Honorable Haywire, morning, sir. Honorable Mario, morning, sir.
Mario, thank you. There cannot be a smoke without fire. Talking about the issue of Gbemiga and Adeyemi, there is an inside collaboration between those people, which the office of the president has a very vital information and he has an hand in it. I, as a person, as an individual, I dare not go ahead and print such a document that will bear the parastatal under the federal government and claim that I'm the DG. Who does? I dare not do that. And Adeyemi do not do that on his own. That was the reason why I said there can never be a smoke without fire. And I wonder why this guy, presidential spokesman, what's his name, Bayo Onanuga. I wonder why he came out immediately to release a press statement saying I'm trying to be on the side of Adeyemi. We have two contexts here. And you have to ensure that everybody, the two of them come out and say, their own side of their story. You see, Bayo Onanuga that was telling us last week that he doesn't believe that Nigerians are hungry. Is it the same person that will now believe that he's telling us that he has no hand in that issue? Of course, no. My point is this. Let Femi Gbadagba come out. Let him say his own stance on the issue without fear, without prejudice, without interference by the federal government. And let him come out with the evidence that he has so that Nigerians can know who truly is doing whatever. And at the end of the day, if you find any one of them culpable, let the weight of the law be meted as such an individual. And lastly, on the issue of the Oyo NUT that resume work, I think it's a good one. But what we want Mr. Governor to do is to ensure that the release of those kids and the teachers in the hideout of the bandits. Thank you very much and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mario. We are still going to talk about the calling off of strike by the NUT, yes. But on this issue now.
If we this issue,
yeah.
What I'm saying is that let's even believe that the guy was able to swindle the CBN, was able to cheat the CBN, was able to outsmart them. How exactly the budget allocation for that agency?
How did he get into the budget? Let's quickly take this call. Hello. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
This is Adenike from Muslim.
Adenike from Muslim. You have the floor.
Yeah, online that in your state to resume today. So have they put appropriate measure in place? And besides, I heard that they should provide adequate security in schools in your state, especially in the local areas. They should please try and provide adequate security. Because since the adoption of a relay system, the students are yet to be back. So I just hope nothing happened to them and they resume today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. Like I said, we're still going to talk about the resumption of the NUT today. But now, let us quickly touch like last on this one. So if investigations actually confirm that the forged documents were used, who should be held accountable, besides the alleged suspects? Before we go into that, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Just calling from Malakia.
Ruth from Malakia.
Yes, sir. So it's good to see academic activities resume today. We must not allow criminals to disrupt education or spread fear in our communities, because education must continue. And we should stand together against insecurity. So I just hope the government fulfill its promise to rescue the innocent facing safely and deploy more security personnel to protect public schools across the state, because we don't want to recurrence of this situation again. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Okay, we lost that other call. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, who should be held accountable if found to be true?
The truth, everybody should be held accountable. What I'm trying to say is
everybody.
They knew exactly what they were doing. It was a grand plan, and things went awry simply because somebody didn't remit what he was supposed to remit. The most annoying part of it is that the presidency study came out to say that Gbajabiamila is clean. I mean, who investigated him? Who did that?
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good
Hello,
morning.
good morning,
What is
West.
your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, sir.
You see, this issue of Bajabiamila and Adeyemi, they are telling us stories. Every name that is mentioned in that case involved, including the presidency. We have just seen one. We are going to hear several later. This is just one I've just seen. You are going to hear more later. With this volume of money borrowed without seeing what they use it for, you are going to see more of this type of thing later. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Okay, yeah, so you said everybody should be held accountable.
Everybody, in my opinion, is involved. What caused the problem is that the guy felt like maybe he's now too big to be touched, and for that reason, he didn't see any reason to complete the payment. And the guy said, "Oh, really? Okay, let's see how it goes." So as far as I'm concerned, everybody is a suspect.
Everybody is a suspect. Okay, so moving on to other stories now. Large amount of our callers has actually been talking about the suspension of strike by the NUT. So I think it is only okay that we talk about it. So now, as reported by the Nation newspaper, the Nigerian Union of Teachers has suspended its withdrawal of service across Oyo State public schools following renewed engagement with the state government and assurance over measures to improve security after the abduction of teachers and learners in Oyo local government area. In a statement issued by the union's chairman, that's Hassan Ajibola Fatai, and Secretary Olukayode Salami yesterday, the union announced that the suspension followed a directive from its national leadership after reviewing the prevailing security situation and considering appeals by the Oyo State government and other key stakeholders. I remember that sometime last week, the Oyo State governor actually came out to beg the NUT that they should please resume work and not allow the students suffer. We know that in Oyo State, only private schools have been working. No government school has opened since the abduction of the pupils and teachers. What do you think? Do you think it means that the Oyo State government is getting something right, especially as regards security in the state?
Thank you very much. I'm a practical person. Sometimes I come here to say A, sometimes it's B. I don't say anything off my head. I say things based on how I see them. Yes, I did canvass for the reopening of our schools, because not opening our schools is clear victory for Boko Haram, the terrorists who do not want our children to go to school. But right now, I'm saying it with my full chest. Those schools should be shut.
Should be shut. So you think that the Nigerian Union of Teachers are not making the right decision to suspend?
At this particular point in time.
Why do you think so?
I have my reason. As of last week, I wanted them to open it, but right now I don't want it to open it. I don't want them to open it. And in fact, it's not just public schools. I think private schools. Private school owners may say, "Mr. Sonny, are you crazy this morning?" Well, that's how we say it. I have my fact. Listen to me. The day that those children were kidnapped in Oyo State was the day some children were also kidnapped in Borno State. Around the same number. It was 32 here, I think 31 in Borno. And since then, they have not released those of Oyo or Borno. Boko Haram has been operating in Borno for a long time. And the authorities have come out openly to tell us that these are not just petty kidnappers, that they are actually Boko Haram members. I mean, I'm talking about what happened in Oyo State. So you can tell that it's some sort of coordination between the Boko Haram in Oyo State and the Boko Haram guys in Borno State. Guess what happened this week? I believe the same set of people that did the kidnapping in Borno went out again in the same local government, just a couple of kilometers from where they kidnapped on that particular day in May 15, and they kidnapped another set of 32 children. you can look at the figure. 31, 32, 32. I mean, it's something how sure are we that they are not planning to do the same thing in Oyo State?
In Oyo State.
The data on the ground right now suggests that until we find a way to apprehend those boys, we never can predict what they are going to do.
Yeah, but a lot of people want to say it looks like the government is actually they are trying, because we have seen in the dailies so many abduction attempts that security agencies have actually they've been able to foil a lot of them, and it is a lot of people want to believe that.
I'm a very practical person.
So you want to say that nothing has.
Everybody knows too well that there are the highest level of kidnappers in Oyo State right now, particularly in that forest, and 10 local governments actually surround that forest.
The coffee was declared in those local governments for some time. Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
George, calling you back.
Okay, Mr. George, you have the floor.
When I heard of the school authorities asking that it should reopen, I felt very bad. My brother, have you seen hen? You know hen? Our local fowl. When cat fly across where it is, you know how it behaves. A sound it will make, and all the children will take cover. If by any chance it carries one, you will never see any of those small chicken coming out again. For the mother will be running up and down looking for that one that the cat carry. What are we talking? We are talking of human beings. Don't be surprised that immediately they open this school, they will kidnap another set of our children in the school again.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I am praying that it will not happen. But that is what we are doing now. If a domestic animal can be so cautious of what will befall his own chicken, his own chicks, what are we doing for God's sake? Are we sacrificing our children?
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so let us look at it in a more practical way, you like. Now, the state government has reported, they have repeatedly assured the union of improved security. What would you think the practical measures should be that the government should put in place to actually fulfill this promise before they can say, okay, let us open the schools?
As it is right now, the most practical measure they can put in place is to apprehend the guys that did the first job.
That's the only way.
That's the first way to make sure that, okay, everybody's not going to say, at least those bad boys are no longer there. And if for any reason you cannot do that, and you say you want to reopen the schools, that's fine. That's how if that's how you want to go about it. But you must provide physical security. I won't suggest that should be in place in a school, like let's say Boys High School at Okeado or Lorilla. These are schools that are actually
within town.
Should anything of that nature happen, then it means that Nigeria has actually collapsed. I pray not to see something like that. But in the schools, in schools in those local governments and even
those rural communities
across the country specifically,
yes.
There should be physical security, armed physical security. If that's the case, then we may say, okay, maybe we're helping someone. But if it's, just go back to school, you'll be fine.
Let's quickly take this call before. Hello, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Yes, you have the floor very quickly, sir. We are pressed for time.
Good morning, my name is Sandani. I'm calling from Aguason. Oh, God bless you, my dear brother. Well done, sir. You see, for me, here we go again. NUC has suspended the strike without achieving anything. That is towards the essence of going on strike in the first instance. And so in most cases, they go on strike to make a statement and to draw attention to the relevant authority, to do one or two things, which you all know. Fine. But now my question is this. Are we sure I pray that they return. Now, are we sure that with what is on ground now, this Oyo abduction does not end up becoming the cheaper girls version? May that never happen.
Amen.
You know how many years we have been talking of cheaper girls? And government have been promising. Government has kept on promising. Question is this: may God forbid, if any of these people in the forest happen to be his own, right? With the same thing, with the same standard maintained by the governor, no. Come on. We need more practical approach to this issue than the mere rhetoric. When we are doing something, we are tracking them, we are chasing them, we are closing them. Goodness, you're not going to please act and do something fast.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay, because we don't have time again. So looking ahead, Mr. Sani, what are the specific indicators that the teachers, the parents, and the public generally should actually look for to determine whether the government security promises are translating into lasting protection for the schools?
Substantial physical security. Substantial physical security.
Armed security.
Armed guys. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much for your time today, Mr. Olalekan Sani.
It is always an honor to
Yes, and I would like to say thank you to everybody who has been a part of the show too. Remember, Perspective Unlimited takes place here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM every Mondays to Fridays by 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Do join us again tomorrow morning for another fresh edition of Perspective Unlimited. Until then, I'd like to say have a beautiful day and God bless you.